Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nur Seftian Amarita. Today I will present a summary of an interesting study titled A Study on the Use of Speech Aid by Nihat Bayat 2013. Research background. The concept of speech aid comes from the field of pragmatics, a branch of linguistics that study how language is used in real-life contexts. According to philosophers like John Austin and John Searle, when we speak, we don't just say something, we also do something. For example, when someone say, "I apologize," they are not only expressing regret but also performing an action, and apologize. Speech aids are divided into three types. First, locutionary aids, the literal meaning of what is said. Second, illocutionary aids, the intended meaning or function behind the utterance. Third, perlocutionary aids, the effect the utterance has on the listener. A key role in social interaction. Understanding them helps us interpret attention, maintain relationship, and communication more effectively across cultures. Methodology. The research used a descriptive qualitative method to gather data. They asked 155 teacher candidates from Akdeniz University in Turkey to write short dialogue presenting 4 types of speech aid: apologizing, complaining, rejecting, and thanking. From these, 5 responses are excluded due to lack of reference, leaving 150 valid participants. The dialogue were then analyzed using context analysis, a technique that identifies patterns and strategies used in speech aid. This method allowed the research to examine not only what was said but also how it's said, including whether the speech aid was delivered explicitly, directly, or implicitly, indirectly. And for theoretical framework, the study is grounded in a speech aid theory developed by Austin 1962 and expanded by Searle 1969. According to this theory, language is not just for conveying information, it's also for doing things. For instance, saying "I promise" actually creates a commitment. Another important concept in study in communicative competence, introduction by Dale Hymes, it refers to the ability to use language appropriately in different social situations. In other words, knowing grammar is not enough. You also need to know when, how, and to whom to say something. And next, research result. This research highlights how culture influences communication styles. For example, in Turkish culture, maintaining harmony and respect is very important, which explains why complaints and rejection are often indirect. For language learners, understanding this strategy is essential for effective communication. also show how speech aid knowledge should be integrated into language teaching, especially for those learning Turkish as a foreign language. The strength of the study lies in its clear structure and use of authentic data taught written dialogue. It provides valuable insight into how native speakers express themselves in everyday situations. And for next slide, I will explain the detail of each of the 4 categories shown in the text. These insights are valuable for understanding interpersonal communication, especially how language choice reflect intention such as maintaining harmony, showing politeness, or expressing gratitude. Each category includes the number of strategies identified, the most commonly used strategy, the dominant one, and whether the expression tends to be direct or indirect. Below is a detailed explanation of each of 4 categories shown in the text. First, apologize. There were 8 different strategies used. The most common one was giving reasons, where speakers explain why the mistake happens. Apologize, where usually expressed explicitly, showing sincerity and desire to repair the relationship. 2. Complaints. Research identified 10 strategies, with reflecting outcomes being the most frequent. For example, instead of directly blaming someone, a speaker might say, "Because of this, I could finish my work." Complaining was mostly done empirically, likely to avoid conflict or damaging relationship. And third, rejection. 6 strategies were found. The dominant one was again providing reasons, such as "I can't help because I have another meeting." Rejection were often indirect, informal, or respectful setting, but could be direct between close friends. And fourth, thanks. 6 graduate strategies were identified, with direct expression like "thank you so much" being the most common. Expressing gratitude openly helps strengthen social bonds. Next, for conclusion. In conclusion, this study showed that speech are complex and content dependent. People choose different strategies based on their relationship with the listener, the situation, and culture's norms. Whether we're apologizing, thanking, complaining, or rejecting, our words carry more than just meaning, they carry attention and impact. However, the research acknowledges some limitations. The data collection relied to write memory rather than real-time conversation, which may affect authenticity. Some strategies were similar to those found the other languages like Korean and English, suggesting the need for more cultural specific comparison. That's all from my presentation. I apologize if I make many mistakes in my word, and thank you for listening.